welcome back to the Mecca of Banter. Today was a pretty crazy day in the Premier League. Chelsea versus Liverpool was the fixture of the day. The Blues pulled off the 1-0 win, and I got a free Starbucks coffee from our man Butchie over here. We're not going to talk about much, and I'm going to actually pass it over to Butch so he can start us off.
Hello, friends.
Oh, Liverpool! I promise Butchie I would give him shit, but I could not hold back. Liverpool
week after week after week after week.
All right, let's just get this over with. Every week I get torched.
Talk about how great you are for so long.
It's coming, karma.
Well,
But you wasn't the worst with that anyway, to be honest.
yeah, I don't talk a lot of
True. But you know, I mean, it's a big
Liverpool
result for
fans
Chelsea.
do.
I can't just let it slide.
No, it's a huge result for Chelsea, and if we, honest to God, let's break this down into a few parts. I mean, as Dobes and I just said before the podcast, Chelsea didn't look like a great team today. But
Questionable.
But Thomas Tuchel's finding a way to just not lose.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for 8 games.
That was perfectly said, just to not lose.
Yeah.
He
getting
is.
a tie.
He's right.
Yeah.
And I personally love the mentality he kind of brings now. It's kind of very defensive heavy. He's more focused about the shutout than he is on scoring goals. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, and everyone knows this, we're all soccer heads, if you don't allow any goals, you can't lose. And I think that's kind of the precedent Thomas Tuchel is bringing of like a kind of a defensive heavy side with the 3 center backs, the 2 holding defensive center mids today. And I think he's focusing on that because he knows we have a shot of scoring a goal every game. And all we need is 1. If we have no goals, if we're not allowing any goals and we score a goal, I don't care how many times we do that in a year. If we're winning games, we're winning games.
There was a stat today after the game that was like under Frank, you guys were 11th in the league in defensive stats. You guys are now 2nd.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you can clearly tell that Tuchel's focus coming in was your biggest weakness was honest. I mean, yeah, you couldn't score goals, but you were giving up a lot of goals as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you sent us the stat today, and I'll look it up real quick just to double check.
It's 10 games.
10 games.
They have won 7, and he has 8 shutouts.
Yeah, 8 shutouts in 10 games.
I feel like they had a ton of shutouts before he got there.
We did, but they were very inconsistent.
I feel like Edouard Mendy led the league in shutouts like while Lampard was there.
He had 4, I believe, or 4 or 5 in a row.
He had 6 in his first 6
Yeah,
games.
that's what
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure.
Six in a row.
I'm pretty sure just for
It's
Lampard.
crazy. Like, is this the worst title defense ever?
Yeah,
Ever?
possibly. I mean, it pains me to say that. Like, literally hurts my soul. Hurts my heart, hurts my soul, hurts my brain.
I feel bad, my guy.
But yeah,
Is
could be.
it just Virgil?
We've talked about it on previous episodes. We've talked about the defensive
Beat a dead
injuries.
horse.
Sean and I both know. We all know he's the best in the world in his position.
Yeah,
He's the
but-
best.
My thing is, if you look at your guys' lineup today, there is 2 people that are out of place. It is Kabak and Curtis Jones. Your front 3 is the best in the world from last year. It's Thiago, one of the best holding midfielders in the world. Wijnaldum, who's in your team last year. Fabinho, who would have probably been paired with Virgil van Dijk. Trent and Robbo.
And Allison in goal.
And Allison in goal.
Curtis Jones, dude, has insane metrics and like stats around him.
I think he's really good. I think Curtis Jones is pretty good.
That's the thing for me is it's like when you look at Liverpool and like I'm so happy as a United fan. Like I know it hurts me because it's Butchie and I
United's not out of the clear over here, brother. Their last 2 results. Sheesh.
Anyway, I feel for Liverpool, but at the same time, it's so crazy just that one player. I really do think he's a huge part of it.
Well, absolutely.
It doesn't even seem
it's
crazy because it's him. It seems right.
One thing we can break down.
People who doubted him, it just makes them seem
Yeah.
dumb. Like Ballon d'Or type status.
Yeah,
Like
and to be honest,
like the Premier League like records that they were breaking
Yeah.
and the Champions League win, and now they're this. So I think that center back for Ballon d'Or should be back. So it was time like Maldini. Like
100%. 100% agree with you on that, Sean. I would be very interested to see what would happen if they brought him back. Like, how drastic is it really? Like, could it just be? I don't know. I think that of course he has a huge part of it, but I would really want to see if he was still in the lineup where they would sit in the table. Would they be competing with City? Do we really believe that, or would they still like be losing a little bit of form? I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that go into it. Just not Virgil van Dijk. But I do think he is a huge part of it, 100%. But I just
you
think
don't think they'd compete with City if he was
I
in
don't
that
know.
year?
It's hard to answer. I personally don't think so. But
We wouldn't be 7th.
I agree with
tell you
that.
that.
You would not be 7th. I think you'd be fighting a top 4 right now.
Where do you finish?
And that's just my opinion.
Where do you finish?
I'm on my hands and knees praying we finish top 4 right now.
Dobes, you're so mean.
Shit,
You're
I'm hoping
loving this.
I'm hoping we get Europa League right
Bro,
now.
I'm saying that's like, what could you imagine? Like United could finish 5th or something like that. If Liverpool didn't make European football next year, I think it'd be worth it. It'd be the best from best team in the world to not even playing in Europe. Looking forward to FA Cups.
All right, we've been talking a lot about Liverpool of recent. So Butch, last comment on today's game. Whatever you got, let's hear it.
Last comment, I'm going to leave it here. Our front 3, so underwhelming. So underwhelming, and it hurts me. We were in here talking before we started tonight. Like, they were the best front 3 in the world last year. Just even the last few years, they were just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Firmino looks a shadow of the player he was 2 years ago. Mane has had a really poor season.
He missed 2 sitters today.
He has 7.
Two
He has 7 goals in 27 games. He had 22 goals last year. Like, the only one who's been consistent is Mo. Mo Salah's got,
And he gets pulled in the 66th.
and they pulled him today. But like, it's just like we're so underwhelming, dude, and it's just, it hurts, man. It hurts to see because, as we say, we were the best team in the world for a while, and now we're nowhere near it.
Hate to see it.
What
Of course,
do you know his timetable? Virgil's?
not this year.
He's
right?
not coming
I
back
asked
until the
last time.
Euros. Yeah.
I don't
Euros,
think they would
Euros,
even
Euros.
rush him. I think that his goal is Euros for
He'll
sure.
play the Euros.
I
and
just keep seeing him do crazy shit like on his Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
like these
training
box
and getting in
jumps,
shape,
like
yeah.
one leg box jumps. I'm like, oh, don't.
Yeah, Sean's like, please don't hurt anything.
I'm like, oh, he looks like the best athlete in the Prem right now. Why can't he play?
Back again. Quality.
yeah.
What was your topic, Butch?
Well, I think I had a topic that I was thinking about today, and I wanted to see what your guys' opinions were. But I think we should talk about, in our opinion, like I think it could differ, but who has been the most surprising player in the Premier League this season?
Ooh, I like that.
The most
like that.
surprising, like
I
who
like
who has
that.
kind of like made you, we all watch all these games and you're like, wow, this guy's got it. And we didn't think he had that factor, but now he does.
Can I just start off with an easy, kind of obvious answer
mean,
for
like,
myself?
yeah, Mason Mount,
Mason
okay.
Mount. I mean, and
Go ahead.
that's
Spot
just
on.
that's just me
Even before
saying
the season, I said he
exactly. You
wasn't
said he
gonna
was
be a
going to be
Chelsea team.
taking. You said he was going to be getting Frank his water. Oh, how times have changed. He's under Tuchel and he's scoring game-winning goals against Liverpool.
It's his birthday. You might as well tell him he was right.
He's been unreal.
You might as well tell me he was right.
Joseph Beeg.
He's
Joseph Beeg has been
unreal.
saying it from the get-go. Mason Mount is the man. He's what's next, and I couldn't agree more. The way he's been playing this year is outrageous. He's the best player on our team. He's
From Frank's guy to Tuchel's
exactly.
guy.
He's found a way in both sides, under both managers, and he's putting in 90-minute shifts. Not just nice little goals and assists. The man works his ass off. He's been the spotlight for me. I thought he was going to be fighting a starting job at the beginning of the year, and now I think he's the first name on our lineup every single day.
Butchie,
Quality player, man.
I think I know yours too. I know yours
Do
too.
you?
I'm interested.
Do you?
Let's go. Let's hear it.
I'm kind of torn between a few.
You better not say someone on City.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. My guy's not on City. It's been he's a young guy. I think he's been the best player on this team the entire year, and it's been an underwhelming team.
Saka?
No, where they sit in the table. And my most surprising player is Pedro Neto from Wolves.
Ooh,
It's a good one.
I love that. He's on my fantasy team. Quality player.
He's got it. I mean, when I watch him play, he's got that elusive nature to his game. He's got a fantastic IQ. He dribbles well, gets himself in good spots. He has Wolves, for this underperforming team, he has their highest match rating per game.
Oh yeah.
And this is
This is
a
without
team.
Jimenez.
This is
Or
a team without Jimenez.
Jimenez, sorry.
I got you.
Jimenez.
My bad. No
Jimenez.
Spanish in me at all.
That's why I got you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Jimenez obviously has been out, but this is a team that had a unbelievable last season version of Adama Traore, who has been very poor.
Oh God, that could be the most surprising.
very poor.
Yeah, how
that's
bad he is.
tragic.
But Pedro Neto has stepped up and become a mainstay starter. And
He's one of those guys, when they play our so-called Big Six club, he's still one of those guys that stands out as one of the best players.
Absolutely.
In the field. Every time, every single game, too, in and out.
mark my words, he will make Portugal's Euro squad.
That's what I was going to say.
He will make the squad.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll play much, but he will make the squad.
So crazy. They were such that he just would have been such a cog in the machine last year. Like for them, like Wolves was so good. Like I just feel like it would have.
It wouldn't have worked out the way.
No,
it is
no.
now.
I think it would have. I think you wouldn't have. You just wouldn't have thought him as some crazy talent. You'd be like, he's part of the Wolves unit that's
I
super
know
good.
exactly.
Like,
But now that those
right
guys
for
are
the
not
Champions
performing,
League, like he would just fit that mold perfectly. That like bold attack with Jimenez.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel
agree.
bad.
Sean, you want to go? You want me to go?
I'll go. Mine's the lad from Barnes, or lad from Leicester Barnes.
Harvey Barnes,
Yeah.
quality player.
Yeah, he's a beast. I would liked watching him and Albrighton come on like the last couple of years as subs, but then this last year and even towards the end of the year before that, he was playing like every game, and he's kind of like the. I mean, he's obviously different than Riyad Mahrez, but he's the guy in the final third when you like need something to create space. He'll take a guy on and at the same time just put his head down, drive forward, and get the link up.
I don't know.
But his
dude.
like goals and assists combined and chances created are like pretty good this year.
they're
So.
very
He's
good.
one of those guys. Oftentimes, every time he picks up the ball, like around kind of the top of the box, he's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just has that ability where like you can see defenders like.
He also is looks a lot like Jacob Krupp.
He
Shout out
Kruppy.
Jacob Krupp from the Mecca.
He does.
Identical.
Let's see. Mine will be
don't say
the
it.
best wing back in the Premier League this year
Ooh.
by the name of Luke Shaw.
I thought he was
Doesn't
going to
surprise me
I thought
for
he
a
was going to
second.
go
He
the
goes
Bruno route. I was
from-
about to throw up.
He goes from last year battling for minutes with a young Brandon Williams. Next thing you know, United brings in Alex Telles, who is very, very quality in my opinion. Like
Absolutely.
easily could start at many teams in the Prem. But Luke Shaw by far, and honestly, if it's not for Bruno's stats, if it's not for Bruno's stats, like Shaw's probably our player of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I fully believe he's going to be the first name the first left back on the team sheet for England. He's one of those guys that you could
Definitely now that Tuchel's doing his shit.
What do you mean?
Chilwell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chilwell started today.
He was the one that I thought was close.
Chilwell and Shaw are for me
Absolutely.
like
1 and
2. They're about even.
Yeah,
Shaw has that blistering pace.
Shaw, him just
Dropped
going
his
forward,
shoulder.
and I think what surprised me more than anything last year is like defensively he's been so solid too. He's always had a couple laps in his games where, because he is known as a wing back that goes forward all the time, but he's been so good at both ends this year.
He's quality.
He's a stud.
16-year-old Luke Shaw at Southampton was so fun to watch.
And I
He just
think he
knew.
could have reached his potential
Or
too
his ACL,
if he didn't tear the
and
ACL.
then He played hamstring last year.
Yeah, he's been healthy this year. I think that's a big
Longest
part of it.
run of games he's had, and he looks elite again.
Hey,
Makes
if
me
he-
so
Absolutely.
happy.
If he keeps this up for a number of years, he is going to be freaking
How
scary.
old is he now?
He's 25.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
wow.
young.
He's 25. I mean, he could be for the next 5-6 years if he stays fit, man. He will tear the Premier
It's
League
that same
apart.
thing. It's like Mo Salah didn't hit his prime until 25. Like Luke
Luke's
Shaw
was
can
all
do.
injuries.
I
It makes
agree.
me so sad.
Yeah. Quality
Unreal.
choice, though, Job.
I love that.
What did you guys think I was going to go Bruno?
I thought it was for
No.
sure.
No, that's the player of the year conversation.
Oh, no. Okay. Side note, this kind of reminded me of something I want everyone to know, and even the audience around. We have a kind of phenomenon in our group. Butch can guess any professional soccer player's birthday to the T. I just want to say it once. When's Luke Shaw's birthday?
He's 25. He has a July birthday.
July 12th is his birthday. Just thought I'd let you guys know. Fun fact.
It's a
Our
weird-
own
it's a
Ryan
weird talent.
Butchart.
How did I
can
never
name
know that?
anyone's birthday in the Premier League pretty much.
It's a
I've
weird
gone
talent.
on an hour run against him, and he gets it right every
Dele
single
Alli.
time.
Dele Alli's 24. He has an April birthday.
You guys hearing this? What the?
I'm telling you, bro. I know it's random, and I'm sorry to
loser,
bring
man.
this in, but we'll switch the topic. Yeah, he's April 11th.
Yo, he's
Dele
not
Alli's
teaching all day,
April
bro.
11th.
He's looking at Prem players' birthdays.
I'm telling you,
dude.
bro. It's weird. All right, moving on. What I was gonna say. As we were talking.
Yeah, we'll just move on.
We could spend hours. I'm telling you, I spent literally hours quizzing him on random players, and he would know them too. It was
We were
wild.
sitting at Circle 7 Ranch in the booth for literally an hour, and I didn't get one wrong.
Yeah, it was
When
blew my mind.
I'm researching players, like in the past, that is never something I look on the Scout Nation videos. You know what I'm talking about?
what's
How
the
they
birthday?
drop that
The-
blue,
yeah,
fucking,
all
the
their
tab,
attributes.
yeah, all their attributes. The date gets passed over. You must have been fucking
Which is
taking
like-
pictures of that, bro.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Okay, so speaking of surprising players, one person I wanted to bring up and we can also talk about is Gareth Bale in the Tottenham side again. I think that's a great thing to bring up and talk about is how good Tottenham has been of recent. They've been getting results. I think they've been looking very dangerous with Dele Alli, Kane, Son, and Gareth Bale in their starting lineup again. So I just wanted to kind of see your guys' thoughts on where they're going to end up and how their form's been so far.
I think, in my personal opinion, I think it's going to kind of depend on how long Jose can keep the dressing room in this kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Because we all know Jose's reputation. You know, he has
Trophies.
but he has that period where he loses the dressing room and then something happens to where he ends up getting the sack.
Absolutely.
They started the season hot. They were the best team in the league the first, month and a half?
They just did exactly what Tuchel's doing. They just locked their defense down in an unstable league.
And then they got an injury.
And then they
were
absolutely
one-dimensional
dropped
going
off.
forward.
Kane got hurt.
Kane got hurt.
And now
That's
they're
what we called. We all called that. We said they're going to have one injury and they're going to drop off.
Now they're backfiring.
Yeah.
And they're playing well. Bale had 2 beautiful goals.
What was it?
Last game.
Four goals in 4 games?
It's 4 goals. I think it's like 4 goals, 3 assists in his last 4 games or something
crazy.
like that.
Brilliant. But my question is, I mean, we can talk about this, but will Gareth Bale keep this going? Because we talked about how he was just a guy in the squad who, if Jose wanted to put him in, he'll put him in. If he doesn't, he rides the pine. And that's how it was for the first few months he was at Tottenham. So is Gareth Bale back?
My opinion, too early to tell, but I will say I think Gareth Bale is a very confidence-based player where when he has the confidence, he plays at a top level that's incredible. And I think right now his confidence is going in the upward trend. I don't think he's fully old Gareth Bale confident where he's shooting from ever.
Can provide that. He can give that to players. He can take it away.
True.
He can ruin a player completely.
Very
but
quickly.
He can also
Bring
give that,
it out
that
of him.
shot of confidence. Like that's kind of the shit he does. So
I just think
I mean, and Gareth Bale's goals are nice. Like it's not like little
that's-
tap ins.
the thing
It's
for
like
me
the
is
footwork he had on the top of the box was
it was
insane.
incredible, and he buried it back
I
post.
fully believe even when he's not in the form he's in, he still is able to produce those moments of magic just because he has that in him.
Like a Ronaldo effect.
Yeah, exactly, like a Ronaldo effect.
Oh, exactly like it.
I think this end of the season, and I think I truly think where Tottenham finish is kind of going to depend on if he can keep that up.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I
Which
mean?
is
Like-
crazy to say that Gareth Bale's performance is going to determine
Yeah, if you would have said that a
Tottenham's
month
outcome.
ago,
Oh, we'd all laugh.
Well,
We'd be
just
like,
the
if he gets
fact
in the
that-
lineup.
Like
Jose.
that front three, they're okay defensively. I won't say they're great defensively. They're okay defensively, but that front three, I think with Bale adding that extra dimension, like we talked earlier, I think they have a run at top 4.
I think it's,
If they keep this fun or this
I
form,
agree.
they have a run at top 4.
and I think it's their top 4. I think Dele Alli is. I've always been a big Dele Alli fan.
He's got
I think
so
he's
much
finding
more good
form.
to play than he does
I
to
know.
like to get any
Whenever he-
sort of
whenever he
attribution.
wants-
He played so terribly for so long. I'll never let it go.
I
that
know,
he caught
the
the red card in
I
the
know,
Champions
I
League.
know.
Imagine being
Anytime
a
I
kid,
bring him up.
forget it. We won't even talk.
No, you're
about
right.
it.
You're right.
Whenever
I've always liked him.
Whenever he stops playing Fortnite and focuses on soccer a little bit, like,
What a
he's
clown,
quality.
dude.
He's quality, bro.
Absolute clown.
Here's what I do think. I bet you that I would bet a paycheck that Jose Mourinho puts a world-class performance in the Carabao Cup final and they beat Man City.
yeah, and then he keeps his
That
job.
And then he
does?
keeps his job. I bet you that's what's going to happen.
And then they finished 14th next year.
Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
They're in the final against City.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anyone's job?
It has to do with the fact that it's going to be could be Tottenham's first trophy.
And like how
And
long?
like,
That one doesn't even spring you anywhere, does it?
no, but it
No,
literally,
it
they would take anything.
Isn't
Yeah, I disagree.
You don't think
You think
that would
he's-
mean
you think he's
anything to
sacked?
Spurs?
You think you're one? You want your one trophy to be that? The
If
worst one?
if I'm Spurs, yes.
I could be wrong.
Are you gonna tell me right now you're Southampton? You wouldn't take a Carabao Cup final?
You
would take
take
Carabao
it, but
Cup
it's
winner?
not saving my coach from.
Oh
anything.
no, we're not. We're just saying that like hypothetically. Like we're saying that like it's.
Like,
the
I'll
fact
take
that,
it, but I'm not going to be like, oh, like my team was in shambles, but we won this cup, so there's like no. Like,
I literally just said
I-
that's not what we were saying.
Uh,
What we're saying is it's hypothetical. We're talking when they were terrible. We were saying that if he were to win that at the end of the season, they would not sack him. Now that they're playing well, we're just saying I think he's going to put a master class in that performance. And I think they're going to beat him.
I could see
I
it
just don't think it means much.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Sean. I 100% what you're saying. But yeah, I think I think he should be sacked. I think we all know everyone's mindset on Jose Mourinho.
Jose? I think he's quick to such a this.
I know it's hard.
Man, like,
Me talking about managers after Frank
quick
was
to
just
hack managers. It blows my mind how fast they are.
clap out. I'm kidding. Sorry.
I typed that today without. I told you I didn't watch. I typed that in there. I go, it's too much. I can't.
Unreal.
Just to let it like.
Do we think Gareth Bale is going to continue form, Butchie? Where do you guys see Tottenham finishing? I see them in the top 4. I see them going on a run of games where they win and they finish top 4.
I could see it happen too. I would love. I'm looking back. I was just thinking back when he scored that second goal off the post. It was so beautiful.
They're kicking Chelsea out.
No. I think
Chelsea's going to 2.
Leicester's pulling to Leicester.
Chelsea's going to 2. United 3. Tottenham 4.
Honestly, after watching that second goal from Bale, it just took me back to 8 years ago when we watched Bale.
I wanted him to come to the corner and do this thing.
I hope that we can watch and enjoy Bale for the next 3 months at his best. Just for the league.
It's good for football.
You want to talk about birthdays? When's his birthday?
Gareth Bale, he's 31.
Don't look it up. I got it.
Oh, you got it up right now?
Gareth Bale's
No, I don't got it up. I know what it is.
Gareth Bale's 31. He'll be 32 in July.
16th, my birthday.
Bro, I'm telling you.
So I was right.
Yeah, but I love if anyone wants him to succeed, bro, it's me. I
you
wanted
got that
so bad. I've loved him for he came from Southampton.
Yeah, he's a Southampton
Yeah, he's
boy.
Southampton.
Of course he's gonna love it.
The way he
left
does
back
it, though.
going attacker. Like I love
The
Gareth
nonchalant
Bale.
way he
but I
kinda
do
goes
not
about it,
believe
dude.
it's like ready to go yet. Needs so much more.
Do you guys remember when
I hope
Bale?
more than anything.
Do you guys remember when Gareth Bale tore Maicon to shreds when he was like 21 in the Champions League?
Scored 3.
He put him on skates the whole game.
He got them through with that game.
Oh,
Okay, speaking of this top 4 race, there's 3 teams I kind of wanted to bring up against you guys, and we talked a little bit about before the podcast. Leicester City, West Ham, and Everton. So Leicester sits 3, West Ham sits 6, Everton's at 5th. What do we think of their performances, and do we think that they are going to be a mainstay for the remainder of the season? Do we think any of them are going to fall off, or do we think that they're the real deal this year and they're competing for top 4?
Everton's not going anywhere.
You think? You think
And
Everton's?
they might not get to 4, but they're not going. They're not falling.
Got you.
That's what's so
They'll
crazy.
be
this year.
4, 5, 6 somewhere.
But like
maybe 3rd.
that's what's crazy is like Everton. Like I think you're right, but like they very easily might not make Europe either. You know what I mean? Which is so crazy how close the league is this year. It's like Everton might be there, but with how close it is, they might not even be in Europe either.
All like Arsenal and Spurs and even Chelsea and all those teams. I'm willing to say that I think Everton's gone the least far down the table out of all those teams. Like they were first for a little. And they were
you
like
mean
4th,
fluctuation?
5th, 6th.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought
but
they were-
they've never gone that low. Like they've got
feel
Ancelotti,
you.
they've got a stable defense. I don't see them selling. Like they might get Europa and they might like barely miss, but they're going to be there.
Yeah, and
The
kind
other
of
teams, I don't know. West Ham, as good as they look, a history of folding.
Yeah, I think West Ham is on kind of like a honeymoon with Jesse Lingard. Like I think they brought in Jesse Lingard and he was quality and he's going to play well the first couple of games because he's on a new squad
But
and he
he
wants to
is
prove himself.
quality, though.
I think he is quality as well.
He is
But I
quality.
think the team is surrounding him with that kind of momentum of him being new, and I don't think it's going to continue. And I wanted to bring a little context into this. Is the reason I brought this up is I saw something on Twitter the other day. It was talking about, it was this guy pretty much complaining about how everyone keeps talking about all the big 6 matchups this year and how boring they were. And his response was, who gives a fuck about the Arsenal game? Arsenal's in 10th.
Yeah.
We should be focusing on the Everton game and the Leicester City game. And they were like, Tottenham's in 8th and Arsenal's in 10th. So I don't really care about those games. So I thought that was a really interesting mindset.
That was
well,
way too.
care.
That's
Care.
the
My
dark.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
why.
My bad. I'm just saying
there's a
they were
line.
the way he was wording it was
Just
pretty
that,
much
like
saying
there's
that.
no real big 6.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
agree with.
Yeah.
I could totally agree with the premise. I think that's how it should have always been. But
But you know how I regret that I didn't say for like my surprise player is Sushek. Am I saying that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
For West Ham,
Sushek.
he
Yeah.
has
Center-
been
center
absolutely
mid.
immense.
he scores
Center
goals.
defense.
He's a beast.
He's been so good this year.
Yeah, I really like West Ham and I really like their jerseys.
I just like
I don't
Messi
know if they're
Lingard.
I
gonna-
want Mark
Yeah.
Noble to get something. He's been such a beast his whole life.
Is he a West Ham lifer?
Oh yeah.
Whole career.
Is he?
Bro.
Yeah.
Back in the
I
day,
feel like I was
when-
like 7 years old, like watching Mark Noble was still the captain for West Ham.
when like back in the day, whenever like you mess around, be like, what player in the Prem are you most like? I always felt like I was Mark Noble. I love Mark Noble. Bro. I root for that guy, bro. I need him to get something before he goes out. The fact that he's still playing just shocks me. Like I need him to get something because how many times we thought West Ham was going to make the Champions League?
Very few.
No, I mean last 20 years, more times than like the preview. They've been good. I mean, they've had chances with like Payet and like all their major spendings that we thought they're going to be good. They've been shit. Now we write them off, and they're actually might make it. I'm just saying, I want something good for the man. That's all.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And when he comes in, like, 'cause he doesn't start. He's not an everyday guy now. But when he
does
play,
start sometimes.
he's still quality.
But yeah, he's not there like.
Yeah, he's still
he's not the
quality.
main day rock anymore.
He was the one guy when
That's
you knew
Declan
West Ham
Rice.
was playing. Like you knew that your midfield was gonna have like to fight with Mark Noble. He was the first name on their team
Short
sheet.
dude, just living to give you a hell of a day.
I just picture him like shirt tucked in, captain's armband on.
I think we should give some credit to David Moyes because when he took over, I know he's a former United bust, but I'm just saying when he took
let
over
me
West
sign
Ham
Fellaini.
guys,
Best player of all time.
they were in 17th place.
That actually is wild.
2 weeks ago they were 4th.
Yeah, now they're 6th.
So you got to give them credit.
They're 6 with a game in hand and can jump you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
now they're
that's what I was
6th.
about to say. They're 2 behind us.
Do they play the most attractive football? Absolutely not. No, but he has a system that's working. He's got a system that's working. He's getting the best out of his players that he needs to get the best from. Guys like Mikel Antonio, the road runner up top, who's fast as hell. Our boy Jared Bowen,
Yeah, he's still balling. On my fantasy team.
quality player.
They played City. That was like a game. Like
Mm-hmm.
West Ham versus City was like West Ham had multiple chances where they could have scored or even won that game.
Oh, absolutely. And then obviously they got the rocks in the middle. They got the big boy Sushek, and they got the young stud Declan Rice.
Sushek's such a freak. And yeah, and Declan Rice too. Like just watching him, he's so young, but he looks like he's just an aged veteran with his presence, his leadership
the captain
ability.
of the team
He's
at
the captain of
22.
the team. Yeah.
Kid's a
Come to
stud.
Chelsea, please.
Liverpool.
Begging.
Oh, him over Thiago and Hendo.
All right, I take that back.
But Declan Rice is starting over Hendo in the Euros, but we'll continue.
How about Leicester though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Leicester?
We
Bad
can talk
form.
about Leicester.
Bad form.
They're in bad form right now. But even in that bad form, they're still in 3rd. I think that is always crazy. I feel like, and I think you alluded to this early, they go on this crazy early run where they just,
They did it last year.
yeah, they win a bunch of games.
We
and
finished
then they
3rd. You
start
finished
to-
4th. They
yeah,
finished like
we just start to kind of die off.
I don't know what it is because like there's games I feel
Tied to
they
Burnley,
go-
lost to Arsenal.
They're missing Matters right now. They didn't
And
have
they're out of
Matters
the
this last
Euros.
game. Like he's such a big piece, but I feel like they go as Vardy goes. Like when you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he slowed down.
And he's slowed down. I don't know what it is, but he's just not. He's like kind of like a Aubameyang this year to me. He's kind of there sometimes. He's kind of there or not there others.
I think age
looks
is
sharper
finally
than
catching up
Aubameyang
to
to
him.
me.
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
I just
Looks
meant as far
sharper
as
than
goal
Aubameyang.
scoring.
I think he's got him.
Yeah, he has a decent amount of goals, I thought still. Doesn't he have like a
He's like 11, 10.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, age is catching up to Jamie Vardy. He's 34 now, and he's
When you're all pace like him,
he is 12 in the Prem.
So he's only.
Yeah. He's still
Just-
playing
he's
well.
four- I think he's 4 off top.
He just still
5.
looks locked into me.
12 goals,
the
5
reason
assists.
Aubameyang literally looked like sometimes he didn't look like he wanted to be there.
no. You're right. You're
And
absolutely right.
That was a different level for me. I just wanted to put a little peripheral on it.
I don't know. If I'm going off of those teams, like looking at the.
The table.
I genuinely, I know you think that Chelsea's going to finish second. I think United's a lock for second. We're going through our toughest run of games right now, and then it gets a little bit easier from there.
Can I read you Leicester's next run of games?
Yeah.
Is it absolutely bonkers?
Brighton, Sheffield,
Hey, we lost to Sheffield.
True.
City.
He didn't see that one before.
No, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
And West Ham. Damn.
They play us in the FA Cup.
So I
know
mean,
that's
West
coming up.
Brom. So they got to get through 2, and then it's pretty free.
well,
I don't think
honestly,
anything's
West
free,
Ham and City's. Well, I mean, it literally goes them and then Crystal Palace
which we just tied.
and Southampton. That's pretty free.
Yeah. So I mean, not the
Newcastle,
easiest, not
I
the
mean.
hardest. Kind of a okay schedule.
We're basically just gonna. I feel like we're gonna have a good idea of what Leicester's gonna bring to the table after City and West Ham.
Agreed.
If they can get
See who they are.
if they can get 4 points out of that.
They would take 4. Brendan Rodgers would be very happy.
I was going to say they'd be extremely happy with 4 points.
That's what I'm saying. But that's like what you'd expect out of the third-ranked team at the table.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Changing topics one more time. This one's a very passionate one for me today, and I think it's something that I don't want to spend too much time. We kind of talked a little bit about before. We don't want to explode with a bunch of throw up about VAR.
I could explode
off the bat. I could as well. But I wanted to talk about VAR and kind of our opinions on it. I personally think VAR is the worst thing that has come to the Premier League in a very long time. All I'm going to say, and that could be biased just based off today because of some of the VAR decisions today, my biggest thing with VAR that I hate the most is you cannot celebrate a goal anymore. In today's game in the Premier League, every goal is in question. Every single goal. Doesn't matter if someone tripped someone 5 minutes before the goal happened, it is at risk because I have seen everything under the sun been called for VAR, and I've also seen everything under the sun not been called.
A handball a minute and a half prior or something.
Exactly. I kind of just wanted to rant a little bit about it, and you guys can rant as well. I think the Premier League needs, and FIFA and whatever organizations really need to take a look at VAR and what it's doing to the game. I mean, you come into games now, like in your head, it should be, we either lost the game, we either won the game, the other team played better. At no point should it be VAR is going to fuck us up. And a lot of times going into games, some people are thinking that. I'm not saying I'm thinking that because I think that's dumb.
What do you think VAR's role should be?
I personally believe VAR should, and I don't even know. That's a really hard question because I think we should get rid of it altogether. To be honest, I think we should get rid of it. But if we were to keep it, I almost think it should be like a challenge, like a team gets one challenge game. I don't even know. I really don't. I know. I really don't know.
Goal line technology was as far as I wanted it to ever go.
In my opinion,
see what Dope says.
I think we almost have to accept that some sort of VAR is here to stay.
Yeah,
Like it is.
Because at the end of the day, it's nice to have a video assistant.
I think what could change VAR is I think there needs to be, like you're saying, there needs to be rules on how far back you can go. But then I think that so many times you hear the announcers say, by the laws of the game, this is this.
Yeah, they need to clarify those laws.
Where you hear that in Australia, where you can hear the referees speaking about how they're making their decision, that gives so much more clarification to what's actually going on.
Yeah, that's been a complaint for so long in the Prem.
And I think it's one of those things where it's like, even that thing that happened with United against you guys, where the ref's like,
if
this is going to cause controversy afterwards. That the referee told to Harry Maguire, it's like, if fans can hear them, referees are then held accountable.
Exactly.
It can't be any outside sources because VAR called that a pen. The referee thought it was a pen, but he didn't call it because he was afraid of outside sources. And I think, to me, like there's so many different things, but I think the fact if they are forced to explain why they're making a decision, like there's at least some clarity because it's like, okay, we're going by the laws of the game. This is what the law says. This is why it's a pen or this is why it's not. And then there's going to be those handballs that are the interpretation and yada, yada, yada. But at least I feel like there's something then to where
if
you
they
can
give us some sort of
explanation because there's so many times where all of us are like today.
Yeah, it happened 3 times today. There was
today
3 awful VAR calls.
It happens every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just
Once a
think
weekend.
that if the referee, hear them communicating about offsides or like in that Australia game, it was so cool. It was like, all right, let me check it. And you can hear, this is what we saw on the field. This is what VAR said.
And then he even goes, I'm going to check it
I'm
just
gonna
so
check
this
it
team
just to
feels
sell it,
comfortable.
just so they feel like I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And then he goes and does it. But to me, I don't like the 5-minute breaks for them to, the 10 replays we see, it breaks
to
the
get
flow.
a call incorrect.
It breaks the flow of the game. It's just so many points lost and so many points won. It's
changed the league.
It's changed the league. And to me, it's sad.
Before you say it, I always thought I've just like the linesmen in soccer, and since I've said this a bunch, that I think they're the most like talented referees
Absolutely.
in the history of sports.
It's crazy how much
agree.
they're right.
The amount of times I was watching soccer since I was 5 years old on the TV and been like, "There's no shot that guy was offsides." You complete buffoon.
They replay it.
And then they show it down. They show down the angles of the line, and this dude's 60 meters away with the naked eye got this guy who's literally 0.1 just.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It drives me insane that those professionals now probably hate their job.
They don't do anything.
They probably feel insignificant because they are, And they just run around and like if they don't call it like when it's offside and they know they're offside,
They're
like well, why didn't you pull it up faster? He's like, because I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, wait 10 seconds.
they're
if I
literally
were a
told to
linesman,
leave their flag
oh
down.
man, because I don't know. I've always really I've said it a
No,
bunch.
100%.
They're sick. Those blew me
I think
away.
that one's. I think I could see it with VAR where that almost just goes back to. Like I think that might be the way to solve it. Like it's. The
it would 100%, but they
that's
won't
the
take that
referee.
out.
But that's what I was gonna say.
What
is
we
like,
were talking, I wanted to somehow
Yeah.
like figure out how to word that, but I would love for it to go back to that. But that's like, then they'd be like, why do we, I don't know, because that's like that's like a precise line. But I just feel like it's
because we've had what we have now. I think forever it will
We'll
be
have
judged like
offsides VAR.
it'll be judged like that. Like they're gonna pull up the lines. Like I feel like that's just.
the lines are.
And I still don't even know the
lines
rules.
are
I have
lines.
no idea.
It's
I literally
hem
couldn't-
of the shirt sleeve on your arm.
Yeah, it's like it's so I'm pretty sure the rule is any body part that can score a goal. If it's whatever's leading.
Yeah, I'm saying this is the like.
Yeah.
Anything but your hand.
So pretty much anything but your arm, like this part of your arm, which I think is the dumbest thing ever. Because if you're just, I don't know, we could
What do you
talk
got?
hours about it, but I just wanted to.
I might be the one that's not as passionate about it because I've never wanted it in the first
Yeah, you
place.
live our pool.
Que pasa?
¿Qué pasa?
I did not want it. I don't think any of us wanted it.
No, when I never wanted it, man. When we think about the beautiful game, I think obviously soccer is still the beautiful game, but I just look back to like the years of 2004 to 2011, 2010, somewhere around there, where we were watching our favorite players growing up with none of this bullshit, none of this. Oh, let's go check the monitor 5 times and make sure there was a goal. As Nick said, like it just takes some of that excitement out. Like
Absolutely.
when you hit a banger, an absolute banger, top bins from 30 yards, before you're going to celebrate, your first reaction is I'm running to the corner, throwing up the heart sign, or I'm going knee slide. Nowadays, they're like running, looking at the linesman, looking at the ref. Ref's got his hand on his ear. Was there a
hand
foul?
up, yeah.
It's just like it just takes it kind of sucks some of the life out of
The
it.
passion.
The passion, all the excitement, all that stuff. I just think they need to just get rid of it, man. It just pisses me off sometimes. I don't know.
I would rather scream at Howard Webb. I would rather be Howard Webb, get your fucking shit together, than have it be this, go sit over there and have a guy in a booth that's not at the game.
How many times? I feel like I'm not crazy. How many times did that happen? It happened, but like a fifth as much as the VAR.
I think the big one that happened more was the goal line technology that we saw more, and that's fixed.
Yeah. The goal line
No one
technology.
cares about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It seems like a simple fix, but now we're like complicated because we've like gone too far.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to go back now.
Hate it.
Oh, I hate it. It's the worst
You
thing.
want the people who've been watching soccer the longest, the announcers, Arlo and those guys. Just listen to their takes on it.
They just straight up in
trust
the
them.
middle of the game, they'll just be like, "Who knows what they're gonna call here?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Hate it. I hate it so
I
bad.
think it was like a couple weeks ago. Arlo was literally like, "Well, this one can go either way. I don't know what to tell you guys." It's just like,
Okay. So another topic I wanted to bring up. We were talking about this in the Mecca last week, I believe, and I think it's a good talk since some of the performances of late. So the English side for the Euros, they have a very, very depth center midfield.
all youngsters.
Assuming they're going to start. Let me rephrase this. There's 4 guys that I feel play very similar styles and ways. I want you guys to rank them from top to bottom.
At what position?
Center, attacking mid.
Okay.
Grealish,
Like the 10.
the 10.
Alone center attacking mid. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Grealish, Foden.
He didn't want to hurt Mount.
I know. I was like,
Is Mount's
shit.
out
Like, how
now?
could I make this feel
Mason's
good for
not out.
Mount?
What do you mean?
not
He's been playing Cam the whole time.
Continue.
Fuck. Grealish,
I
Foden,
knew what he was doing.
Mason Mount, Madison.
Okay.
And I'll start it off if you guys want me to. I think these 4 are all incredible soccer players and probably, arguably, the best player on their individual clubs. You guys will argue Phil Foden. Phil Foden's not the best, I agree, but he's up there. He's been one of their best performers on Manchester
He
City.
might be Young Player of the Year.
Yes. My list.
Just say it.
Grealish.
Okay. Ooh, I had to get out
He's
ready.
got a brain.
I had
about
to
to
get. I had to
smack
get
you.
out.
brain.
Like puckered
got a
ready.
brain.
I had to get out. I swear.
So I go open the door for him.
I
I leaned forward, literally just waiting.
I think we're all on the same page. Grealish is one.
blew my
Yes.
mind in the Mecca the other day
Yes.
when this was asked.
I know,
And
I
the
know.
first 4 lineups were put out without Grealish even being mentioned.
So Phil Foden, I think, Phil Foden's next for me. It literally goes Grealish, Foden, Mount, Madison, and
That's 10.
and I think Phil Foden is a very arguable candidate for current form against Jack Grealish. That's just my opinion. I still put Grealish over him. I just think Phil Foden has been spectacular this year, and I think he's
As a
quality.
winger.
Jack's been better.
Up for interpretation. All right, next.
Every metric.
What was yours again?
Mine was Grealish, Foden, Mount, Madison.
Less games, more.
And that's even
more
crazy because
everything.
Madison, what a year he's been having.
Matters is sick.
Oh, Matters is at number 10. I go Grealish, Madison.
Really?
That's me
Yeah.
too.
And then who?
Mount.
Because
Mount Foden. You have Foden last.
You said number 10.
it's tough because you got to think if we're putting like when you're the 10 of Manchester City, life's really easy.
Oh yeah.
It's just like Barcelona or like any of those teams.
He
So
hasn't
like
been playing 10.
so yeah. So if we're going number 10, like I think anyone who's got good vision and good touch, like if Matters went to Man City and was playing number 10, bawling his ass off. Like if Mount went to Manchester City and was like, you get to
I
be
get
number
what you're
10,
saying.
don't even worry about being the 8. Like
Yeah,
he's
but-
gonna light that shit up. Probably, in my opinion, more statistically than
Interesting.
yeah. So that's
agree-
why
I agree
that's
with
why
that.
That's
Sure.
it's a very
No,
good
that's
point.
facts.
But I also think the England's side is still very quality as well, and I think Phil Foden will fit.
it's quality. But if we're
Very
talking
fair.
number 10, it's off the table because Jack Grealish is like the third
you're
best
right.
player in the
Yeah,
world for
you're
me.
right. I agree, and I can't argue it. I just feel like Phil Foden is.
If we're talking like the 3 center mids and you got to leave one out or where you like rank them, I think shit.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go that route because then you bring in Declan Rice. then you bring in-
Foden's valuable.
I don't think he's in the Euros game.
Matters and
I don't think he plays,
Matters, Grealish, and someone else.
No.
No, another guy in the team are like boys, like really good friends.
You're talking about the English team?
Yeah, Matters, Grealish, and another center mid.
I just know Declan.
I want to say Declan, but I don't think that's right because they're
Mount
boys.
and Declan are
But
boys.
I want
So is
to.
Grealish and
I
Mount.
think if Grealish and Matters played together, it would be the best offensive fruition that they could come
But
up with.
Would
that
you-
Declan behind?
England will never do it.
Oh no,
I don't think it's England. I think it's Southgate will never do it. That's just something that he will not.
Just James Madison from Leicester. He just won't get it.
Okay, I love your guys' opinion. I really want to hear Ryan Butchardt's list
I mean,
badly.
it's a slam dunk. Jack Grealish, book your flight to the Euros. You're starting for England.
Okay.
Like you're the best player, in my opinion. You might be the best player on the roster.
England roster.
Yeah, him and Kane are up there, but Jack Grealish is
The
The
magic.
way he's dropping their shoulder and blowing by people, I haven't
He's just
seen it
a
in a
freak.
while. In the Prem, especially.
Yeah, Grealish is a freak. He's number 1. I'm sorry, bro. I know you love Phil Foden. He ain't 2.
So who's 2 for you?
He ain't 3.
So who's 2 for you?
2 for me right now. I would pick Mason Mount.
At 10.
I love that.
I'd play Mason Mount.
At 10.
I said before the
Game winner.
podcast, he could probably get in any team in the world right now.
He's
100%.
playing over Bruno.
Huh?
He's not playing over Bruno.
Yeah, but he would get in your team.
He would play behind Bruno.
Yeah, he'd play over Scotty.
He'd be giving Bruno's water.
You're a dumb. That's
No,
what.
I-
Hey, that's what you
Matters
said.
would be-
He would play over.
Matters
Scotty.
should be
At
3
8,
for me.
At 8, if you had to play Bruno, like if you had a number 10 already locked in, you had Bruno or
Mason Mount.
Mason
and an
Mount to be 8.
Mason Mount.
Oh, Mason Mount as an 8. Yeah.
Mason Mount's
100%.
fantastic. He's 2. Matters is 3. I love Matters.
And you have
Foden 4. Yep.
Bro, Matters stats.
Foden's
I know, and
And I'm talking like players beat, like offensive carries into like the dude's kind of crazy.
I really
He
wanted
is.
to.
Super efficient too.
Yeah.
Like
in,
not,
in the beginning, I really wanted to state that all 4 of these guys are fucking quality.
I think it's so cool like,
Quality.
when you hear like Grealish in interviews, like he's come out and been like, I know the Euros are this summer.
Yeah.
He's like, I know that I have the ball. He's like, I don't just want to go, but I want to play.
Yeah.
And I think it's
crazy that he had to say that.
But it
You're
is
right.
cra-
I
it
know.
is crazy to have
It
to
was
say
the
it, but-
accepted opinion that he was outside the squad
But
for
that's
a
what
while.
I'm saying. But when you look at the players that are like
Yeah, yeah.
with him, but I think it's kind of like a unanimous that he's been that much better than all the other
Absolutely.
guys in his.
Guys, if Grealish does not start in the Euros,
Southgate's
I am
sacked.
flying to England and I'm TPing Southgate's house.
Smack him in the back of the head.
I'm
we
TPing
quote
his
this?
house.
Can we quote this? Everyone heard it here first.
I'm
on
doing
the
it.
Mecca.
It would be an absolute disgrace to
Could be
that
sacked
young
before the
man's
game
career.
ends.
Yeah, sack at halftime.
It would be BS if you do not start him. Like, if he ends up starting some BS, like, player over Jack Grealish,
What do you think their midfield is going to look like? You go first. The triangle, or however they're going to do it.
I've had so many thoughts on
We've
this.
talked about this a bunch. I was gonna say fucking Hendo.
I know.
So play-
so
play-
fucking
God, so
gross,
annoying.
So
Just
dumb,
gross,
so
man.
okay,
false.
honestly,
So false.
I don't really know if he's probably gonna choose a double pivot with one guy in front of. He's gonna play two and then one, an attacking mid, number 10 probably Southgate, with two wingers and Harry Kane. Grealish will be in there, and then, or if he
On the
decides to
wing?
put Grealish on. No, I'm saying he could decide to put Grealish on the left, Marcus on the right, Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Marcus
but-
will play on the left.
But the problem is
Not
that
if
that would leave
not
out
if-
Raheem
not
Sterling.
If Jack plays on a wing.
I think Jack will be number 10.
Jack
Me too. But if
Jack
Jack
will
plays
be
on a
10.
wing, he loves coming in from the left.
Absolutely.
Rashford's played on the right.
But he ain't, guys. He's not sitting Raheem Sterling.
Sterling is awful.
He's gonna start. He's gonna start every game.
I
I do
had to
not
s-
think so.
I had to
He's
say
gonna
that.
start every game. It's
Wait,
gonna
so
be
you got-
Sterling.
He loves Sterling, bro.
Go for your three in the midfield.
Grealish will play as the 10,
Okay.
and then I think Declan Rice is kind of a lock at the moment. The way he's been playing for West
And
Ham.
who's he
And,
next to?
I'm gonna say it. If he's
It's
fit,
gross.
it's gonna be Jordan Henderson.
No,
Yes, it is.
That's disgusting.
It's gonna be Jordan
makes
Henderson.
me throw up.
That's
I think
despicable.
I
it's-
promise you.
That's the kind of decision that loses England.
Literally,
It's gonna be him though. I promise you.
because
Southgate is in
I
such a
think
tough
it's got to
spot.
be. I think
is
it's
he,
got to.
is he club cap? Is he the captain?
Who?
Southgate will
Hendo?
not. He will not
Of Liverpool?
sacrifice Jordan
No,
Henderson's
of
leadership.
England.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's the
Harry
captain.
Kane's the captain.
I just wanted to know.
How you talked about the four players we brought up all being like similar. They have they all kind of have it. One like more than the others, like to be able to play defense and offense.
Absolutely.
If they're gonna play a pure CDM like Declan, I don't know how you could scratch your most valuable asset, which is a two-way midfielder, for Hendo. I think Hendo over Declan is like an argument, like a good decision to make because you're gonna be playing so much inexperience around them that like I don't think Declan.
a great point.
I don't think Declan and
That's a
Hendo
very
is
great point.
like
That
a
was
huge
gonna-
drop off. Like Declan's good, but Hendo's good. Like I think I don't know. I just think if you play Declan, which is kind of how you're saying, I feel like there's so much pressure for him to play Declan, like over a lot of the other midfielders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I have
He's
a
quality,
very
though.
interesting question for you. Where is Ward Prowse on the?
I mean, if it were me,
Well, no, I'm just saying it's like
no, he's going to be a 60-minute sub that they or like a 65.
like you could make an argument for
He
him.
can legitimate. He can play right back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I could see him coming in as
like
a
he's,
sub. and
that's why
He can
you think he
right
makes the
back.
squad?
Oh, he has
yeah,
to. He
yeah,
has to
yeah.
make the squad for set pieces.
Oh yeah.
For set pieces alone. But dude, watching him play this year, God, man.
He's a beast.
It's like I've been with him since the beginning, since he was a little twerp out there. Like had no business being a center mid in the Prem, looking like 10 pounds lighter than Ebbs out there, like scaring me.
Cheers,
and I
Eb.
just like, and I was like, I don't even know how you're kicking the ball as far as you are, like type guy. And he's just been a beast the whole way through.
Love that.
Now he's every time the announcers they get to him, they usually give him like it's about time like he gets to England. Like he's got caps, but like it's about time he starts.
So who's your three?
Declan Mount, Jack.
That's my three as well. And I agree with Sean completely. I think
If Liverpool were balling out of their mind,
I agree.
Hendo and Declan can wait.
I think Grealish and Mount is almost a lock, and then I think the fight is between Declan.
If
and
there's
Hendo.
something that comes out of camp, this is what I'm telling you. It's going to be Matters and Jack.
Could be.
You
They're-
tell me right
they're-
now though. Okay, so if Declan, Mount, and Grealish are your three, put them against France's midfield. I'm just it's a
I know. I think France is winning the Euros this year.
I
so
don't
I think they can hold right up to him.
you think?
Yeah. Mount's legit. Jack
Mount is legit.
Jack better than the center mids on the French team. 100%.
It's legit, but they have never shown it
And
at the international
Declan,
level.
see, like that's the question. Like you kind of need a guy who's been there before, but the guy who's been there before has lost them. Like all these, so like
That's my biggest question is like
the Jordan Henderson type of guy that England always throws in the situation never wins them anything. Like
this. I feel
let
I
Declan play and let the
genuinely-
two guys play around him. I don't know.
I genuinely I feel for Southgate because with that much talent, either he's going to get it exactly right or people are going to say he got it so wrong and should have played somebody else.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
gonna
Like
play
he-
Delhi or something like that.
He's in a
You know
lose-lose
that's what he's gonna
situation
do.
right now, where it's
Oh,
like
absolutely. Lose.
if he plays Matters and not Mount, like people are going to say he plays Mount. If he plays Mount and not Matters and Mount doesn't play well, he's going to say he should have played Matters. Like,
Yeah, I could see like Dele Ali somehow fitting in there.
I
for
think the
some
only way it
I
gets
can
like
see Eric Dyer playing holding mid for him.
the only
I
way it
could
gets
too.
the only way it gets like how you just said, in my opinion, is if he plays like Dyer or Delhi.
That's
Some like
crazy.
outrageous.
But if he plays Matters over Mount, I don't think it's like we're coming for your head.
Yeah, it's not like oh my God, that's the
I
worst
think it's
decision
pretty
you've
well
ever made in your
accepted. Those
life.
guys are pretty close.
Is football coming home this summer?
No,
I don't think so.
France is.
I'll tell you one thing.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you one thing. Eric Dyer is going to be taking their Papa John's pizza order for after the game. There's no way that man's stepping on the field. If he steps on the field, it's chalked.
Dog. Eric Dyer's been the best performer for England
I
in all of their
literally was
trash.
just about
I
to
mean,
say-
I'm not saying he deserves to
Chalked.
set foot in this team. He
I
doesn't.
think Eric Dyer is very underrated.
Eric Dyer has no business starting in lining up in the 18 for England. Don't get me wrong. Some respect needs to be said because when they keep folding like cheap ass Walmart lawn chairs in international tournaments, Dyer's the only one that's like my favorite quote. Eric Dyer, he was like looked out of place because he played pretty good.
Hey, I've always thought Eric Dyer was just a little overrated. I don't think he belongs anywhere near that midfield. No shot. Chalked.
Yeah, well,
Don't you worry,
yeah,
baby.
after-
Harry
I just had to
Maguire,
put in a word
mainstay.
for him.
No, give him a little respect, but you know.
Harry Maguire, or fucking Eric Dyer, subbed off, looked out of place because he played all right.
I love it.
Unreal. Okay, another thing. Now we're going away from the Prem. Doze brought this up the other day, and I thought it was a really good result as well. Was Barcelona coming back in the Copa del Rey, right?
What a game.
Messi
Semi.
smiling again.
What a
bro.
game.
3-0, down 2-0 on aggregate. They come back and win that game. Messi plays a really, really good game.
Yep.
Did you see who's the young kid who scored that incredible goal? I'm trying to remember his name. He plays center mid. He's very young. They've been talking about him a while. Barcelona.
Oh, it's
He had the crazy run down the sideline and then like backheeled the goalie.
he just posted a picture with Messi from the academy.
Moriba?
I don't know.
That's what I was
Anyway.
Well, the goal scorers yesterday were Braithwaite, the winner, PK,
Braithwaite. Well, that was a
and
great finish.
the opening goal was from Dembele, Usman Dembele.
Okay.
There's
then
a guy.
it must have been
it's a
something
guy's
else. I don't
name.
think
Who's the
that's
guy's
the
name that
same.
sounds
Is it
like
gonna
PK?
Pedri?
Close to PK. Yeah, that's what.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Pedri. Oh,
Yeah,
Pedri's
yeah, yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
He's a future jewel.
That's like a momentum changing win for Barcelona.
huge
Barcelona
game.
So what? I think they haven't lost in La Liga in 2021.
No, they've been firing. Messi's been in incredible form.
He's leading La Liga in goals.
He's leading the world in goals in 2021.
His celebration after who is it that scored after PK scored? Oh my goodness, man!
Chills.
It
Chills.
makes
We-
my heart
we threw
happy
it-
that
we threw
Messi's
it.
back, happy loving soccer. I think the world
Absolutely.
needs him to love it.
He's gone though.
I don't
Are
think
we
so.
all? You don't think so?
Every week we feel different.
Yeah, we kind of differ in opinions on
I
what he's
think
going to do.
Gone.
Can I just say one fact? Yesterday, Messi did not score or assist a goal, and he still was man of the match. He had 11 dribbles of 12 take-ons. 11 times.
Wow.
Beat his man.
Wow, that is a crazy stat.
Man of the
No
match.
goals,
Didn't
no
score or
assists,
assist a
man of the
goal.
match?
Yep. He was man of the
Wow.
match.
That's awesome.
And me and Sean's favorite stat.
Has
I actually
Ronaldo
really wanna
ever
look
done
up.
that?
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Has Ronaldo
you.
ever
Thank you.
done that?
No, not a
Are
shot.
you kidding me? He could have like a decade ago. Man, 2 years into Real.
For Sporting, maybe too, like way back in the
I
day.
wouldn't have been like, but now if you said that Ronaldo did that to me, I would. There's nothing you could do to make me believe that he would.
That's a perfect thing. It's Messi can affect a game in so many ways, even when he's not scoring.
Mm-hmm. That's the difference.
God, it's unbelievable.
So La Liga right now. Barcelona sits second
They're
behind
catching up.
Atletico. Five
Atletico's
points
out of form,
back.
too.
They are
Yeah.
very out of form.
They're catching up.
And I don't know if we didn't hit on this last time. We can kind of talk about it. Chelsea beat Atletico in the Champions League 1-0, and we looked way the better team. And I was shocked by Atletico's performance.
Simeone got it wrong again.
Neither team looked very good.
Simeone got it wrong.
See, I think you're wrong. I think Chelsea had an incredible performance against
Okay,
Atletico.
your performance was you did what you had to do to win.
We
Like,
possessed
it's
the
a
ball.
team
We
that
scored a
messed up.
goal.
Like that's like how I view that
I
game.
mean, but
It's like
the
a
possess
team.
the ball is like typically how teams that play against Atletico
They let
you're
you
gonna
have the ball.
Yeah, I
you
really
take-
enjoyed the way we played, and we
Oh, it's
grinded out a
massive
great result.
Absolutely, especially for
I was
Tuchel.
the only one who said Chelsea was winning that game.
Still wouldn't be surprised if Atletico came back.
You're not wrong. Okay,
I wouldn't either.
But do we think Barcelona catches Atletico in La Liga?
Atletico has Real next.
Yeah, the Derby is this
The
weekend,
Derby's this
and
weekend.
it is the biggest game
Biggest
of
game,
the year.
yeah.
2 derbies this weekend.
Yeah, Manchester Derby. But if we're sticking with La Liga, like, honestly, I'm telling you, like, I do not think Atletico's beating Real.
Oh, no shot.
I think Real Madrid's winning. I'm
It's
serious.
gonna be
If
a
Benzema's
Zidane
healthy,
masterclass.
Benzema's missed 2 games. If Benzema's back, Real Madrid is winning the game. Atletico Madrid, I called this months ago when we started the podcast. I said they were going to win La Liga. My gut still says they have a shot. But if they lose this derby, it is wide open. There is no
It
more.
just lets in so much doubt.
It's
Yep.
5 points. So right now, this game against Real will be their game in hand. So
Yep.
if they lose, they're 5 points up on Barcelona.
I think Real Madrid's going to win the game. I do. I'm telling you my gut.
All would kind of be
I'm,
right
sh-
again.
I'm trying to look.
Bournemouth.
Atletico plays Barca in May, so there's still some.
That'll be a huge game, too.
Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, so Atletico's recent form is win, loss, tie, win, loss,
yeah.
win,
That's
tie.
it. That's
Barcelona
like
is
Real,
win,
too,
win,
right?
You want
tie,
me to go
win,
the
win.
the standings? You
And
mean?
Real
No, the-
Madrid's tied and then won.
I think
their
right
last.
after the Barcelona game, they had to play Real.
Who?
Atleti.
Let's see. Earlier, there's Barca.
No, I'm saying like the next when you looked at their schedule at the end of the year and you go they have to play Barca. I think I saw Real in there too.
Real
Sociedad.
Sociedad.
That's still though.
Still a good game.
Sociedad's not. I mean, United walked over them, but it's not a walkover for everybody.
This La Liga has been.
So you think it's
kinda
open
wild.
after this weekend?
If they lose, yeah, of course.
Big thing though, PK went
Yeah.
down with that knee injury.
Yeah, they're
So
saying
like,
they're saying probably maybe 3 weeks he's out.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hurt him. But honestly,
it's surprising me. Griezmann's getting back a little bit too. He's
you
looking
see,
better.
have you
Yeah,
guys seen
man.
Griezmann's stats in 2021?
It's unbelievable.
7 goals, 9 assists.
Love that.
He's balling.
Wow, how many games? I want to.
Well, it's only March 4th, so you got to think like
12,
Love that.
he's been balling.
16, and 12.
Messi, 15 games, 15 goals, 4 assists in 2021. He is back at his best right now.
So if you were a betting man, who's winning La Liga right now? I always like to put him on the spot.
He's gonna say Barca. Dude.
No, I'm not. I really, I don't. I would
Remember, he's a Barca fan, a Liverpool fan.
Shut up.
It's weird, bro. I was gonna say that Barcelona fandom's starting to come up.
I know, he's gonna be
Liverpool's
horrible.
starting to be shit a little
He
bit.
just smells some hope.
league.
Lick my ass, man. All right, hold on. I'm saying I truly think that I'm going to still go with my gut. I think Atleti can still pull it off. I do think that they lose this weekend, but I think they'll win it. I think they'll end up winning it because they haven't won it since 2013-14 when they had that remarkable year and they tied Barcelona the last game to win La Liga in the Camp Nou. That's when they won it last. I think they'll win it.
Oh, I remember that.
I
Chills.
think
Yeah.
Just imagine like Griezmann goes to Barca and then Atletico wins the league.
Suarez goes to
Suarez
goes
wins,
to
wins the league. I think
Oh,
Barca's
no.
win the league.
That would not be okay.
It would not
I
be
think Barca's
okay.
winning
That
the
would
league.
so not be okay.
Not
bro.
be okay mentally. Messi's for sure out in that instance.
He's winning the league, and Messi's gonna say peace.
For that
He's going out on
reason,
top.
Barca's winning.
For that reason,
Messi will not allow Suarez to win this title. It's fucking Atletico, bro. There's 0 shot. There's actually negative chance that happens.
Okay, so I think Barcelona's winning as well. I think
3 of you?
Atletico-
All 3 of you?
5 points. 5 points is nothing.
No, it's not.
How many games? The thing about Barca is they are very inconsistent, so I can see it. I think Barca's going to drop some points.
I think Barca doesn't really. I know this sounds so shitty, but Barcelona doesn't have to really focus on the Champions League as hard as Atletico does right now. So I think that has something to do with it a little bit. I'm not saying
Messi's
a
on
crazy
your team,
amount.
You're always in it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you are.
You're always in
You're
it.
right. Throw whatever. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He could go out and score 3 goals
You're
like
right.
that.
You're 100% right. That's why he's the greatest of all time. All right. Hot topic to end it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. We're
We're
there, boys.
there.
Hot topic to end it. Anyone want to start? Anyone have any ideas?
I will start. Absolutely, I will start.
All right. I want to hear it.
Liverpool will not be playing soccer in Europe next year.
My hot take isn't really a hot take. It's a shout out. You guys know I love to do these. Our boy Weston McKennie staying at Juventus.
Big contract.
Big contract for our boy. Big
Come
shout
on,
out
turn
to
me
Weston
up.
McKennie. He's the man. I'm waiting for the United.
I'm not gonna slander United.
Because you can't slander United.
Oh.
You tied Crystal Palace.
And lost to Sheffield.
We're still that far ahead of you.
Whatever,
Oh,
dude.
no.
Whatever, man.
All right.
You know, it's hard to choose a hot topic right now. My mind is all over the place.
I was about to say, maybe
You want me to go first?
maybe
Yeah.
we let Butchie.
You go first.
get a
Give me a
break.
second. My mind is racing here.
Mikel Arteta sacked by the end of the year.
Whoa.
They're gonna
deep.
completely fall apart,
And he's
and
gone.
Mikel's getting
How
sacked.
did we not talk about Arsenal? They're
Oh,
going to get knocked
bad.
out of Europa League and be out of Europe, too.
I mean, we could.
No. No, not worth it.
Who did they draw in Europa League?
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos.
They always get Olympiacos.
Yeah, they always get. Always get Olympiacos.
You think Olympiacos wins that?
Definitely can.
I mean, look who, like, it took like a 90th minute game time goal and then overtime to get through the last
Pretty sure
round.
Chaka's brother plays for Olympiacos.
Granit Xhaka's older brother.
Hopefully, he's
sure.
nothing like Shaka.
Pretty similar.
All right. Hot take.
Shaka's passing range is not
hate him. Keep
as
going.
bad as people say.
No,
Like,
it's
he can
one
ping
of
a
the
ball.
nicest.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah, you
take?
can ping a ball. He's still a douchebag.
I'll say this.
Liverpool winning the league.
I wish.
All right.
I wish. I will say that in Serie A,
Okay.
Juventus will finish. They're not winning the league. No shot. Inter Milan's winning
Yeah,
that league.
the Juve are Ronaldo out.
Juventus is going to finish fourth.
Wow, that is a hot
Ronaldo
take.
out.
Ronaldo
They're going to
out.
finish fourth after winning the league for 9 straight
Nine
years.
straight years. in
They're
a row,
finishing fourth.
It's almost as bad as Liverpool. All righty.
Ronaldo out.
United's winning Europa League.
Nice.
That's cap.
All righty, that's been another episode of the Mecca of Banter Podcast. I gotta mention it. Please follow us on all our social medias. Give us some likes on YouTube if you're watching. Whatever you're doing, interact with us. We love your comments.
YouTube, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it's Nicky Merckx, Gabe Pasta.
Subscribe.
All
Thank
righty,
you, guys.
we're out. Much love.
Cheers.